Hey, it's Chef Eddie here. Come along with me today for a day in the life behind the scenes as I teach people how to cook. So today we're headed up to Earl's Court in central London, where I'll be meeting with my student at his place and we'll be cooking a Chinese chicken curry, homemade fried rice and prawn crackers. As you can see, the weather is absolutely dreadful today and the traffic hasn't been the best. Thankfully though, we arrived in good time and had plenty of time to get changed and prepare ready for the session to begin. The first step is always to wash hands and prepare your ingredients out ready to begin. So we're starting off today's session by trimming up our chicken breasts. The idea is to cut these into even-sized cubes to begin the marination process with the baking soda. All of our lessons are evenly split between demonstrations and participation. This allows the student to get involved as well as watching and understanding what they're doing. Here you'll see my student Michael take over from me to complete the chicken breasts. The idea is to follow exactly what the tutor has set out, which naturally doesn't always go to plan. Encouragement is a big part of being a tutor, but it's also important that our students stay on track and deliver the high quality dishes they're capable of. Now unfortunately today our student has been unable to get an ingredient. This ingredient is the prawn cracker discs. These discs are fried in oil to create prawn crackers. Now every now and again a student will always struggle to find some ingredients. We will always be on hand to help them the best way we can. In this case, we reassure the student, and if they're able to find the ingredient at a later date, we will participate in cooking that particular element of the dish during another session. As you can see, the chicken has been prepared and is being left to marinate in the fridge. This is the stage where we begin washing our rice, which is a traditional Indian method. This involves thoroughly washing the rice to remove excess starch and allow each grain of rice to be separated during and after the cooking process. We're now going to begin the process of boiling some salted water to cook our rice. As part of the EdChef London 90-day mentorship program, every student will embark on 5 new cuisines and 3 additional skill types. This could be pasta, pastry, soups, sauces, and others. Now once our rice has been cooked, it's important that we stop the cooking process. We in chef terms call this refreshing. It involves pouring cold water onto a cooked ingredient to cool it right down and stop the cooking process. Here you can see us creating some stock. We're going to use this stock as the base for our sauce for our chicken curry. So we're now headed back to our chopping board where we're going to continue with our preparation of our raw ingredients. This will include slicing up our onions and dicing up our chilies and our garlic. Knife skills are such a core part of what it is to become a good chef, so naturally we take extra time and care to make sure our students get this right. When it comes to equipment, we always encourage our students to do their best to acquire the tools necessary, but we know that this isn't always possible. In a lot of cases, we're able to make do with what you've got, but in a few small cases where something is needed, our chefs are able to bring some things with them. As part of our 90-day mentorship program, we invite you to take part on a one-to-one induction directly with me, where we will go through the necessary steps of setting you up for success. Now this includes pairing our students with the right chef tutor to help them achieve their goals. It's also extremely important that we set out a schedule that works well for everyone, allowing our student and our chef tutors to meet on either a weekly or bi-weekly basis. Now with cooking, it's like a lot of sports. Muscle memory is the key component, which is why we always encourage to go for a weekly basis lesson. This helps to create real consistency and progress during these sessions. Now for a lot of people, they have a love-hate relationship when it comes to cooking. That's where we come in. EdChef London looks to break down the mental barriers, loneliness and anxiety when it comes to cooking solo in the kitchen, which is exactly why we offer the professional hand-holding service that we do. Now the chilies we're preparing here will be going into our fried rice. This will consist of half of the sliced onions, all of the chilies, and some frozen peas. These ingredients combined will create a great flavour for our fried rice, topped off with our sweet chili sauce to bring it all together. Now we're taking our marinated chicken out of the fridge after at least 20 minutes and we are rinsing off the baking soda. This kind of marination process is a traditional Chinese method used to tenderize our chicken breast. Here you can see we are patting them dry, making sure to remove any excess liquid, before finishing off with crushing and slicing our garlic clove. You can do this using a knife or using a garlic press. Today we've opted for the former. Once this is done, we will begin by heating our frying pan, adding oil, and frying the vegetables for our fried rice. As you can see, we're adding these simultaneously, finishing off with the frozen peas. When you're cooking, always remember to season your food. We're going to finish off by adding our rice, 1 egg, and our sweet chili sauce. Once this is complete, we're going to move on to frying our onions for our chicken curry. Next in goes the garlic, followed by our chicken breast. Once we've allowed our chicken breast to cook out, we will then finish by adding our sauce. Once the sauce is reduced, we're ready to plate up, starting with our rice before spooning on our curry, making sure you provide a good chicken to sauce ratio. And finally, with a few finishing touches, we then add our parsley. This has been roughly chopped to ensure a good finish. Now, alternatively, with the second plate, you could choose to separate the chicken and add the sauce yourself. Finally, double check any spillages and clean off with a cloth before enjoying. Thanks for tagging along. I hope you've enjoyed. Please follow and like for more. See you soon.